maybe initially the pain I felt just make me look and say, why you really want all this pain? So I got married at around 28, and I was hoping to enjoy sex for a while, at least for a year. And but as it turns out, we decided, we realized we should just go ahead and have a baby at 3 months into the marriage. And then I took in, because I was actually calculating my cycle, so I knew exactly when we took in, and it happened so easily. I put in for antenatal immediately at a very prestigious teaching hospital in Lagos, where my mother-in-law worked. So she was there, always there for me, going for the antenatal, and everything was going on fine. But I realized that during the pregnancy period, I didn't like Lagos again. I've always lived in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. I was hoping to become close to nature. The gutters were smelling more. Everything is more intense in their level of irritation. I couldn't stand the smoke, the generator, everything was just like, and I was wondering, what's happening? Why am I picking the smell much more seriously? In fact, everybody's food calls your attention. So you're walking by, you can smell the closest smell of jollof rice, of beans, After I realized that there was no living Lagos, I cannot go close to nature. I love to be at the beach. I was hoping that maybe I'll go to the village where you'll just be seeing trees and grass and rivers and mountains, but I couldn't. So I had to still stay in my flat in Lagos and with my new husband then. And the two of us are just watching the tummy growing every day, and it was amazing. My body was changing, things were changing. And it was fun until until it was getting to like the second trimester. I realized my tummy was becoming bigger, and I was asking myself, this big tummy, what's going to happen? How is delivery going to look like? Then I realized all those contraction thing and all those biological terms did not make sense to me. I was trying to look for somebody that would explain how their own happened, so that they really tell me the process. I couldn't really get anyone. Funnily for me, everybody around me then were newlyweds. All of us were still doing new marriage people. I found that I was panicking. I was beginning to dread the possibility of having this baby. As much as I want to see a baby, I want to become a mother. I want to experience carrying. I was beginning to get scared as my tummy was progressing, and then it was getting bigger and bigger. So I joined the Fellowship of Mothers in my church, and then I began to hear all manner of stories, and then reading books. So sort of when I heard their stories about the processes of birth and all that, I began to calm down. I was calmer and calmer. And then I trust God, okay, all the mechanisms that I don't even know my body has, just believe they are all there, everything will work fine. Because in pregnancy, you become like a new person. You begin to get reintroduced to yourself, get terms, know about hormones that you never knew existed, meet different kind of specialists, doctors that are testing you, that you don't even know what they studied in school. And now your paths will cross, and they'll be telling you things. So I joined the Joyful Mother Association in church, the body of pregnant and expecting couples, and I got a midwife, very amazing person. My confidence began to fall in place. I was more confident of myself, of this first experience, and it's going to work. And then I realized that in Nigeria, we tend to lose a lot of firstborn, so most hospitals don't even take you if it's your first child. So, and I was happy that I was with a teaching hospital, and I was praying. You hear all manner of stories. You hear the story of what went wrong, how they forgot this person, how they forgot to give them this, and then you have to, But I thank God that there are more positive ones than bad ones. So I was just praying that everything will be positive and everything will be fine. My confidence level was beginning to increase, and I was trusting God that all the mechanisms will just work in my body on that day, you know. So I think when it was getting to the third trimester, I began to, I would just be feeling, eat apple. I don't know how it happens. It has not always been like that. I would just have craving for fruits, for what to eat, for this. And even if it is 10 midnight at times, you get it, whether it's pepper soup, whether it's ice cream, whether it's... But I think I was craving more for fruits, I don't know. And I would just smell it, and it will not be all around me, and I'll have to get that fruit or by fire, by force, and eat it. And then your body will calm down. Then you sweat arbitrarily. I went for the last antenatal, and I didn't know it would be the last one. I think it was my 40th week. And I was going through the regular routine, all the women, checking your weight, checking your this, checking your that. And I was just like, okay. Initially, at the early period, when I see women with big tummies, I'll be praying, how I wish we can exchange places. You're almost there, you're almost there. All the back pain, all the sweaty night, all the... But now that it's my turn, I was feeling like, yeah, you know, everybody is calling you, yeah, bitch, you're like feeling like, oh, it better not be twins, it just be one. You know, I can handle one per now. So I went for the last antenatal, and they run the urinary test and all the other tests, and they told me, Madam, something is wrong. Oh, it's as if you need to go on antibiotics. We hope your baby will not be coming soon so that we can treat you and all that. Like, what happened? He said, I can't really remember, like, maybe, I don't know whether it was an infection. Okay, I think it was an infection. But maybe I'm beginning to have an infection and this could affect the child. They don't want to have any risk of cirrhosis, or like, what's that? I don't like using drugs. In fact, one of the nurses there was even telling me, don't tell them anything, because she was one of there's a stripe they will put into the urine, then they will read the colors and all that. I said, no, let's just tell them everything. So, write it there as it is. Don't help me to cover anything. So, but when they told me I'll be on antibiotics, I was like, antibiotics? I don't like drugs. Even the folic acid and the blood tonic, iron and all that, I have to take every day. Every day for 9 months. It was worse. I think it's one of the most challenging period of the pregnancy, taking those drugs every day. After a while, you get used to it though. And now they're telling me antibiotics. So I like antibiotics. Fortunately for me, the baby was going to come that night, so I didn't have to go on antibiotics. I came back that night for delivery, and it went well. I wasn't taken too seriously. They thought I was joking because I was not really feeling so much pain. I saw that women that were shouting, that were crying, you know, but I was just looking. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, they'll come and tell me, okay, madam, we want to test you again, check you. And I'm like, okay, you have dilated for this, walk around, exercise. And eventually, then the real pain started. I was just feeling, suddenly you just feel, then it's go down. And you feel it suddenly like that, and then it was time. I felt like just pushing. And they would tell you to hold on. Hold on, Funke, don't push, it's not yet time. And ultimately, we went into the theater, and in that theater, I saw a manner of doctors came in around me, and they said, madam, it's your time. We want you to be at your best. This is your first child, so you did blah, blah. And I was just looking at them like, okay, yes, I'm going to give you my best shot. So they told me what to do, how to go about the whole process. I said, okay, we are ready. We'll be attending antenatal classes, so you know the different, but at that time, your brain is... I was asking myself, is this what women that have 4, 5, 6 children go through? Like, this is the only one I'm going to have. This is the only one. With all this intense pressure, pain, it will just come suddenly. It will be so intense and relief. You come suddenly like that. And by God's grace, it was soon over. After like 3 push, they were telling me not to push, but the thing was just so there. They were like, okay, madam, finally push, and I push, and the baby came out. It was a boy, looks funny, long nose, pointed nose, And I'm like, wow. And maybe initially the pain I felt just made me look and say, why you really want all this pain? And then in my heart, I just to myself, of all the babies in this world, that's my own. So all those pain things just died down, like, that's my own, that's mine, that's mine. I did well, good girl, you know? So I'm like, okay, fine, finally it's over. And I thought that finally is over. And then the story began again. So we were wrapped up, everybody was fine, and I was taken to the postnatal ward. While in the postnatal ward, I met a lot of women that just put to bed. Some have been there for like 2-3 days. In this situation, they observe you for like 3 days before they release you. And they were there, some that had CS, everybody with their own unique experiences. And I was there. And you know, we were all trying to feed our babies. The milk was not flowing yet. And I was like, okay, new baby, new feeling. My husband was around me and eventually had to leave. So I was like, wow, a brand new human being in my hand, you know. And I was still trying to lactate, to flow, and then be able to feed him. And they refused to allow any else. They won't allow me to give him anything else. So like, no, you have to lactate, try to sleep well, try to take water, and then give the child. When immediately I delivered, they were running some tests on him and all, on the baby and on myself. And I think I was fine. But they didn't tell me anything about the baby at that time, that probably there was anything. They just said, okay, we're observing your baby. Then the following morning they came and they were telling me, okay. In fact, when the doctor approached me, I was beginning to be like, okay, madam, I need to talk to you separately. I said, yes. Then he said, it's not a big deal. We just need to run some tests, some more tests on your baby. It seems your baby is not, it could be jaundiced. I said, jaundiced? What's the meaning of jaundiced? The closest my mind could pick about jaundice was a seed that has a lot of spots on it. So I'm like, what's that supposed to be? I said, no, don't be alarmed. We're going to run a test to see how he's managing his bilirubin level. So I'm like, okay, no problem. It's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. Then they ran the test and they came back in the evening and ran another test again. And they told me, madam, your baby's bilirubin level has shot up. And to have everything intact, we're going to have to take him to the neonatal ward. You know, I think they told about 3 of us that night, and I was like, what are you people saying? I think there were a lot of feelings going on in my mind at that time. I was hoping that my mom would come and check me. She has not yet come. I was hoping that my husband would stay longer. She has not yet come. At times you just feel like crying, you just feel like happy, you just don't even know what you feel. And then I was in the midst of other people. I was just feeling like I should go home right away. And eventually they came back and they told me that we need to move the baby to the neonatal ward. And I was like, okay, will I be staying there? They said, no, I won't stay there. I have to let go. The baby will stay there, and I will stay at the postnatal ward. And I was like, wow, I didn't see this coming. So we carried the baby, 3 of us. And the walk from the postnatal ward to that neonatal ward was like a walk of life. I remember, I'm trying to recall that moment. For me is like, I knew how powerful emotions could be, how powerful your thoughts could be. As I took him, it was as if I wasn't sure whether I was going to come back. It was as if I didn't know what was going to happen. And up to then, I was not really thinking seriously about what this bilirubin thing was. And they were telling me, out of everybody, my child's zone is even the highest, so I should not even contemplate trying to say, I want to go home, I want to keep him. They just have to take him to the neonatal ward to attend to him especially. So as we left the postnatal ward, I was carrying my baby, 3 of us, 2 other women, and then a nurse was following us. As we were going, I was thinking, why me? Why should this be happening? I thought I did everything right. I thought I took all those folic acid and iron and everything, all the fruit, all the veg, all the exercise. Why should this be happening? What if this? I've heard that the mortality rate in Nigeria is very high. First children don't survive. You know, those thoughts was just coming at me. were just coming. They were all coming, and I was feeling, what if it goes in and it doesn't come back? What if something happens? What if I will not be able to see him? I will not be able to care for him? I will not be, what is even wrong with this breast milk that is not even coming? What, I was just, as I was thinking, and we were walking towards that door, I just saw myself pulling back. It was as if I was reversing. And then I had a shout. Then that was when I knew I was actually about to collapse. Somebody just shouted, and my baby was about to drop in my hand, and they just collect the baby, and were holding it with another hand. So 2 nurses had to come in. One took the baby, and the other they were all holding me, and I saw I was crying, and I was like, it was as if breath just left my body. I just thought, but they kept on coming. So I was like, so one of the other women were like, be strong. Come on, be strong. It was not their first time. They had all the experience. For me, it was my first time. And I didn't understand what was going on. I was scared for my child. I was scared for being a new mother. And I'm like, wow. Eventually, they took him into and I felt so weak, so tired. I had to just get a grip of myself. And then I walked back into the postnatal ward, and I was there for like 6 days. And at times some people come. I realized I became very sensitive to words at that time, because while I was in the ward, all the other women would be feeding their babies, and then you just be looking. You can only visit and look at the baby in the glass tube, and then go back, and then they will look at me and say, "Oh, you are lazy. You are not strong enough." And I'm like, "What do you do to be strong enough?" I realized that all the things that people will say before, and I will not even care, begins to really matter. Every word goes so deep. So I just told my husband, I want to leave this place. I want to get out of here. But my baby was still there. Then I think on the 4th day when I went to check, we keep going to check him. By the time I saw him, I was shocked. I saw pinholes all over his face. A child of just 4 days. When I saw those where they said they were trying to check, they couldn't find veins, and then they were putting out, I was like, my own child, no. I just told my husband, I want to get out of this place. I want to leave. If I take him home, I'll be able to take care of him. I will be better. I will be this. I was just speaking all the English. Because that place has to be giving him formula and all that. I was just, I can't even try to get a word to describe how I was at that time. So I told them, please, I want to go home. And I was really insistent on going because I was not seeing any improvements. I wasn't seeing anything. I just wasn't too pleased. In fact, the environment was looking like, it was not saying anything positive. It was negative, negative, negative. So I said, please, I want to go home. And my husband was like, okay, we are going to go home. So they told us that we decided against medical advice. They call it DAMA. I don't know whether it was a good decision, but I just couldn't feel life in that atmosphere at that time. It was so dark, and I just want to get out of there. I want to get into an environment that I could control, where I could take charge and take care of my baby well. So at that point, I realized that there were so many things that I should have been also attended to. Just neglected. I just neglected myself. I'm like, you don't even have time to take care of yourself, And we went home. So we were going back to the jaundiced ward. There's a jaundiced clinic in the teaching hospital. We kept on going back. And after the naming, we went back again, and my baby's eyes was yellowish, his skin was reddish, and I was just hoping that everything would be fine. We were praying and making confessions. And so when we got to the jaundiced clinic, one of the doctors took my child, and immediately he saw his feet. She just cringed, and I'm like, madam, what is this? The more I look into the doctor's eyes, the more fearful I became. She said, as in, what happened? I said, I gave birth to him here, and they've been trying to run tests on him. So he said, so why did you take him home? Why did you? I'm like, nothing was happening. It was not improving, At that point, I just started crying. Okay, so just, and I was wondering why she was checking, and I was like, okay, Lord, what's going on? What's really going on? God help me, what's going on? Did I make a mistake? Did I, And so I tried to compose myself, but it was not even necessary because all of us were mothers and everybody there had, the baby had jaundice, you know, at different various levels. So like, okay. And so I think the head of that department came to meet me and said, I saw your file that you decided against medical advice. I said, because look at my baby. In fact, when that doctor saw my baby, all his feet has holes, pin holes in them. And they were not doing anything. They were not even talking to me. She just looked at me and said, Madam, are you ready to take care of this child for the rest of your life? I said, what do you mean? He said, if this thing should get to his brain, if it should get to his blood, if it this child is, do you know what it means to be jaundiced? Do you know what it means for him to lose the control of his limbs? Do you know what it means for him to do you know what it means? You're going to take care of him for the rest of his life. And it should be the other way because you should be responsible. I'm like, okay, so what do we do? She said, I'm going to, because he was already putting on some weight, I'm going to allow you to take him home to keep feeding him, but you have to come back tomorrow again and we're going to do the test. And please don't resist anything we're going to have to do. If it is blood transfusion, we'll do it. If it is, just make up your mind that all you want is the health of this child. At that point, I just said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And in my mind, right there and then, I just said, Lord, my baby has to be fine. I'm ready to do whatever it takes for this baby to be fine. And I saw some other mothers there that day, and all of us were just praying and hoping that everything would be fine. And by the time we came to the hospital the following day, because it was not a daily thing, I saw that some of those babies had died. They had passed. I'm like, wow. Is it this close? Do we have this close shave? I saw another mother that what the doctor actually warned me about had happened to her own child. The baby was just limp. He could not, hold up his arms and his legs. I'm like, whoa. And I saw a lot of babies going through blood transfusion. So they checked my baby from 13, it has moved to 8%. And I was like, finally, my mom was already saying, bring all the pawpaw, we put it in water, we do this, we do all the agbos and everything. You keep on praying, you keep on doing this, or keep on doing. I'm like, when they told me that the thing dropped from 13 to 8, I'm like, okay, finally, we are getting out of the hood, I didn't realize that I had postpartum stress. I was stressed, having all those moments of going back and forth, and until one of my aunts-in-laws visited and was saying, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you eating well? I'm like, is there anything like, I'm fine, I think I'm fine. She said, I don't think you're fine. So she told me you need to be massaged, you need to relax, you need to, all those. I'm like, okay. At that point I began to pay attention to myself because I'm someone that loves to just laugh and smile, but I was just pulling into my own. All I want is my baby should be fine. I don't care what goes on with me. And I was becoming a bit, just neglect anything that has to do with me. I don't even want to really see people. I just want to be on my own and just take care of this child and be sure he's fine. But, I begin to pull out of it gradually and relate more with people, go back to enjoying music, go back to enjoying conversations, and gradually it was just getting better, especially as Jason was growing now and was getting much more better and better and better. I learned to respect myself more anyway. I realized that I'm quite strong. I wasn't lazy, like I was told at that postnatal ward, Each time I even think of that postnatal ward, I told myself, never again, I'm not doing that teaching hospital. I'm going to have a private ward, a private room to myself. And I made sure I did that for my other 3 children. Private. I pick my doctor, I pick my environment, I pick every other thing. So now Jason is 10, he'll be 11 this year. And I see children, I see people with that jaundice issue and that was not well managed or probably things went out of hand. And I tell him, do you know that is what could have happened to you too? That was the valley of the shadow of death we both passed through. And you're like, wow, really? He said, yeah. But it didn't happen. You are not one of the statistics in Nigeria of first children that were lost, of children that were jaundiced. And I thank God that I also put through that postpartum depression, call it stress period. And I could, when I look back now, I realize that after that first one, I could still do 3 more. I give myself salute. It looks amazing, but it's a journey to respect every woman for. I'm thankful to God I put through. It takes so much strength in your emotion, in your body, in fact, in various aspects of your life that you didn't even know exist up to that moment. So that's my birthing experience. I'm so grateful to God that all my children are alive and they are fine, and I am fine. I'm so full of life and full of joy now.